What is RPA? RPA is a technology that helps you to get rid of repetitive and rule-based tasks. So whatever task is a rule-based and it's repetitive in nature, that can be coded and RPA bot can be built for that. RPA stands for Robotic Process Automation, where robotic, if you term it, it's an entity which mimics the human action. So as the human, what I will do, I will log into the SAP system. I'll type my username and password and then click on login button. Similarly, I can code my bot to do that. So that is mimicking a human action. Then process, it's a sequence of steps, right? We are processing certain steps. First, we'll log into an application, then we'll click on some other areas, then we'll enter the data, then we'll press some other button for manipulating that data. So that is a sequence of steps. So that is a process. And then automation, right? It is happening automatically. That's automation. So it's, in a nutshell, RPA is a robotic process automation where we built a software bot to mimic human action, and those actions which are repetitive in nature and rule based. So if there is some decision making, we cannot automate that in an RPA bot. I mean, only RPA cannot do that. I mean, we have other technologies, like with the help of AI, intelligent automation, we can still do that to some extent, but just understand a plain RPA concept, like it will be a bot, software bot, where you code some actions where you will be able to automate certain tasks which a human would do. So that is very basic example or concept to explain RPA. What RPA is not. So generally people confuses RPA with physical robot, right? RPA is not a walking and talking robot, which is known as humanoid. So RPA is not a humanoid. It is not a warehouse robot, and it's not a replacement for a human also. It is just a software program which you write for getting rid of the manual and the repetitive and rule-based work. Why do we need RPA? So there are n number of reasons. What are the benefits of RPA? Why to use RPA in the first place? So there are a lot of reasons, like increased execution speed, reduction in execution cost, easy to scale. You can build multiple bots doing multiple processes simultaneously. So let's say there are 10 people processing invoice and sitting and doing the data entry job. All that 10 thing can be done by a bots and scaled up easily, up to 100 or thousands of bots, right? So, and availability, I mean, human user cannot work 24/7 and across the year, but a bot can work. So that is availability. It boosts employee morale because we can free up the employee to do some more decision making or a critical thinking kind of a work, right? Which involves creativity rather than doing this repetitive and boring stuff. So that we can build a bot for doing these kind of work. So it boosts employee morale. And rapid application development, like we can build these bots very rapidly using the platforms available in the market. So developing these kind of solution is fast. So these are basic, some of the reasons for the benefits of RPA, or generally it answers why we need RPA. And every organization these days are moving. There is a digital transformation going on in every organization, and they're moving towards they're digitalizing their operations. So this is one of the factor where you have to build bots for doing manual and rule-based work. So that's a very strong reason why we need RPA. Where RPA is actually used. So RPA used in a lot of areas. These are few of them which I've listed, like customer service area, accounting and finance, then healthcare, human resources, supply chain management. These are few of the major areas where it is already used, but there are a few more areas where still you can go ahead and use RPA. Then what are the various RPA platforms available? There are many RPA platforms. So if you see on the screen, there are core vendors like UiPath, Automation Anywhere, Blue Prism. These are few of the top ones, right? But apart from these, there are other vendors also, which we are not listing because these are the core ones and these are more from an enterprise perspective. But if you see here, these are the open source RPA platforms. And these are enterprise ones. Okay. So it depends. Generally, the large organizations prefer enterprise level platforms to work with. But there are some of the mid scale companies who still want to do automation, but they don't want to go with enterprise RPA platforms. They go for open source RPA platforms like Robocorp, Tag UI, Automagica. And These are some of the process mining tools. And now Power Automate is also there. Automation Anywhere have a platform called Hyper Automation Platform, which is named as Automation 360. The platform covers RPA Workspace. It is, first of all, it is a cloud-based RPA platform, and you can build your bots accessing it anywhere, like on your browser. You don't need to install anything on your system. Just you need to install a utility, and that's it. After that, you can access it via your browser. You just need a browser and an internet connection to build a bot in Automation Anywhere. Of course, licenses are needed, but yeah. The platform covers, there are various components available in the platform. First is RPA Workspace. So it is for building your bots and deploying your bots. So if you want to build, like we saw in an example, there was a bot which were interacting with SAP and doing some data entry. So if you want to build that kind of bot, you go to RPA Workspace and build your bot. Then we have a discovery bot to identify new business opportunities, where the bot will identify which processes can be automated. It will give us that data. Then we have document automation. It is a intelligent document processing capability where if you have a PDF document, invoice document, and if you want to extract certain fields out of those, then you use this capability of Automation 360 platform. And then we have Automation Copilot. It is for building your solution and taking inputs from user, right? If you want to integrate your solution with MS Teams, ServiceNow, or any of the application, and your automation is running, and in between it needs some data from a human user, then you can use Automation Copilot. It is a human in the loop concept. Then there are API tasks. There is a bot store and connector builder. So connector builder is like you can build your own custom packages. It just needs APIs. It just needs like definition of APIs. If you want to connect to system, you can build a connector builder. Now we will start with Automation Anywhere. So what is Automation Anywhere? So Automation Anywhere is one of the platform, SaaS platform, wherein you can build RPA bots. Traditionally, it was RPA platform. But now, from last 1 year, they have also integrated a lot of agentic concepts within the platform. And now you can build an agent in a low code, no code format. You can build agent, complete end-to-end agent, and you can automate the end-to-end process, right? And you can achieve agentic process automation using this platform. Prior to this, 2 years back or 1.5 years back, it was still 2 years back almost, it was still known as an RPA platform, where you can build RPA bots, like robotic process automation, mimicking human actions. So those kind of not chatbots, those kind of automations you could build using this platform and host it, and that can be scheduled and they can run on their own at a specific interval. So this came up as a SaaS platform. Earlier it was on-prem. Later on they did all the version upgrades and all that. Now everything was available. Before 2 years or 2.5 years back, or 3 years maybe, it was all available on cloud. So you don't have to install anything separately on your desktop to access this platform. You can get started with the web URL and just start building your bots then and there. Okay, so people use Automation Anywhere platform it is similar to any other using any other RPA platforms like UiPath, Blue Prism, or Microsoft Power Automate. So there are many such vendors who build platforms around RPA as a technology, and they were catering to industry specific use cases, industry specific process automation use cases. So for example, in your company today, some department is doing a lot of manual work, which is repetitive in nature, rule based and repetitive work that can be automated using RPA as a technology, and that can be extended one further step, adding AI enabled automation. So if you use agentic AI or AI features along with RPA, that can be mixed mode, and that can be your agentic automation solutions using this platform. Today, we will see how to get started with Automation Anywhere, how to set up community edition, how to install bot agent, and a basic walkthrough of the control room. Control room means the platform, how it looks like, how you can build a bot, what are the various other options available. So this is a community edition setup, and the only thing you need to install is bot agent. So this is a utility. Bot agent is a utility that connects your platform, the platform that you access online, like through a URL, that connects that to your machine, to your current laptop or VM machine where the bot can run. So you can build everything online, but to run the automation, you need some machine to run it. Like it can be your local machine, laptop, or a virtual VM, any virtual machine VM, right? So the bot agent is the utility that will connect and communicate with that machine and the UR and the control room. If you visit this link, you'll find this page, okay, and you can fill in your details here and click on get free community edition. Once you click in here, you'll get the details, whatever email ID. Here it is mentioned business email, but you can use your personal email IDs also. I have seen that it works, and that the same way I have got access to the community edition. So you can fill in all the details, and you can read the agreements and get started. So as soon as you click the get free community edition, you'll get an email with the control room URL and credentials to log in. The first time set credentials to log in, and once you log in with that link, you can change the password and update the settings. Okay, so once you fill in all the details, you'll get an email, and in that email, there will be login instruction to your community edition. Something it will look like community.automationanywhere.com or community2.cloud.automationanywhere.com. So URL can be anything depending on the instance that you get access to. There are multiple such community edition instances that you will be signed up to. Okay, so currently I have access to community2.cloud2.automationanywhere.digital. So this is the community edition where I have my account. Once you get the link, you will be signed in directly in the platform, and then you'll ask to change your password and set the security instructions. Once you are done that, you're all set. Then you log into your account using the email ID and the credentials that you might have set. Okay. So once you log in, you'll get the view like this. Upgrade to enterprise, because this is a community edition. This pop-up will be there. You can close that. And this is the control room. This is the landing page that you will see in the control room. Your login, your account ID that you're logged in. Then you see a little icon here, a location and a device kind of an icon, right? So here, what this means, this is your device setting. This control room, we call it control room in Automation Anywhere. So this URL that you have logged into, right? It is known as control room. Now to connect this platform, whatever bots you build here, to run those bots, you need to connect it to a device. Okay. And how you can do that? You have to click here, and mostly in most of the cases, like it will automatically pick the device. For me, it is not picking up because I have many other control rooms connected to my device. So at a time, only one device you actively can be connected to a control room. I have 2-3 more such control room instances where I access and build things. So currently my device, this laptop, is connected to one other instance. That's why you see this is disconnected from here. But for you guys, if you have not tried Automation Anywhere, or you have not connected anytime your control room, your device to the control room, for you it will be by default, it will be picked up. And if it doesn't, you just click on refresh. That time it will be automatically picked up. And or if that still doesn't work, so you click on connect to local device, connect my computer, and then it will automatically start a download of a bot agent. So you can see here, the download is in progress. There is a utility that is getting downloaded, Automation Anywhere bot agent. So once that is downloaded, you double click, next, install that. Once you install that, that utility will map your control room, this community edition control room, with your current device. And it will ask you to enable extension. So it needs some extension in the Chrome, some extensions in the Google, in the Edge browser, because if we are doing some browser based automations, right, it needs it with the help of those extensions, it try to communicate. So it will be enabled, then it will automatically go ahead and connect with your device. And once everything is done, you will see all the boxes green tick, and then we are good to get started. And you will see a green check icon here instead of this warning sign. You'll see a green tick. I'm not going to do it right now because my device is connected to a different control room. I'll show it to you by logging there. This is the another control room where I am actively connected with my device. So let me log in there and show it to you how it looks like. And this is not a community edition, so you might see a little bit more options here in this instance. But in community edition, this is what you get. We'll see all these what these menu items mean and how you can create a bot. We'll see that in a while, but I'll show it to you the device how it looks like once it is connected. You can see this green check, and this is my device which is connected, and this is the bot agent version. So sometimes when there is a new version in of a bot agent, you get a update icon also here. At that time, you have to make sure that you update the bot agent so that you can run your automations with the latest version of the agent. Okay. Don't get confused with the bot agent and with AI agent. Okay, it has nothing to do with that AI agent. Just consider bot agent as a utility which connects your control room, your Automation Anywhere platform to your device. That's it. It is so simple. You just need to download this utility, which is under 400 MB. Then you have to just, I'll show it to you. I'll open this and show it to you. It is just like a Windows program, any other Windows program installation, right? We have to just click next, 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 and set everything default because we don't want anything specific here. This is how it will look like, Automation Anywhere bot agent.exe. You can double click or run as whatever option you prefer. Once you double click this, so this is how it will show up. Now it has started again because I double clicked it twice. So I get to see two such windows. But yeah, you can, I will cancel it one more, and you can just click on next because I have already installed, so I will not get next button. It is asking me to whether I want to remove this or not. But yeah, this is how it's a simple step, clicking next, 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 and install. It will take few more minutes to get installed, and you will be done. That's how you get started with Automation Anywhere. And now talking about the platform, this is the landing page you will get. So to create a bot, this is Robotic Process Automation. So if you want to create an RPA bot, you start from here, click create a bot. It will take you to the navigation window where you can create your bot. If you want to start with document automation, so this is for extracting data out of document. So document automation is another component or a sub product. We can call it as a sub product or a component of the Automation Anywhere platform, which deals with extracting information or extracting data from the digital documents. Then we have bot insights for all your analytics services. And we have Automation Copilot, which was earlier known as RE, Automation Anywhere Robotic Interface, for all human in the loop, or if you want to design a form to take inputs from a user and then trigger automation, right? For all that work, we have a Automation Copilot. It is a form based, or like if you want to build a form, or if you want to build some element for seeking user input while the automation is running, all these things are done through Automation Copilot. So these are few components. There are many other components in enterprise access, but here it is, since it's a community edition, only these features are given access to, like you can try it out. But in a enterprise access, you will get more features. Okay, so that was about, and this is the home page. This is how you see your automations and all that stuff. Link to the community and all those things, documentation of the Automation Anywhere platform, all that you can access it from here. And if you go to automations tab, this is really important tab. That's where you see all the bots that you have built, all the automations that you have built. Okay, so in community edition, you will get only a folder view, but if you go in enterprise edition, you will see a public and private and view. Like private folder means whatever you are working and which will be not published, still it is under development, or you don't want to share it with anyone who is having access to the platform. So private means whoever has logged in, they will only have access to their private folders or private repo. So think of it like when you're working on a code on your local, and then you commit that code in a common repository. Once you commit that code in a common repository, which is accessed by multiple other teams, they can see your code. But while you're working on your laptop, that code that you're building, that is known to only you, right? Nobody else will have access to it. Same thing. So if you are building something, if you've got a use case and you're building something you build in private, then you commit or check in to the public folder. Once you check into the public folder, anyone else who has access to that particular folders in your team or in your organization can also see that code. When we build automations and deploy, it is needed move those automations from private to public. Then only you will be able to deploy your automations. From private folder, you cannot deploy your automations. You can still develop those and test it locally, but you cannot deploy them. Okay. So that option you will get in enterprise version, not in community. Community, everything is public. Whatever you build and all can be accessed by someone who is having access to that particular folder. So for example, I have created, so I get access to this bot folder. This is a default root folder, bots and bot store. For you guys, when you're trying for the first time, you will see some everything blank. Only the default folder you will see, bot store and bots. And under that, you can go and create your folder for your automations. So I come from like the kind of a background where I like to keep things organized. That's why I have created specific folders and all. Most people, what they do, they go here and start creating bots like these. And I have also created that to show them like what we should not do. So that's the reason you can see I have also created the bots directly in the root folder, because sometimes when I was doing sessions and all that time, I might have created these to show them that you should not follow these this way. Like you should not come to this root folder and straight get started with creating a bot. Yeah, just to test your connection, like everything is working fine and all, that is fine. But later on, it is always good practice to create specific folders and then create your automations inside those folders. So for example, today we are learning, let's say, a basic bot building exercise. So I will create a folder called AA learning or something like that. Maybe or my first bot or anything, any meaningful name I'll give. I'll click on create folder and I'll get this folder created and everything is blank. There's nothing inside. So it is pretty much organized. Okay. Then I'll go here and create a bot. So this TaskBot is what the we create, like for all our automation steps that we do. We create this TaskBot. Then we also have a process and we also have a form. So these are the only 3 components that we can create in Community Edition. But if you go in Enterprise Edition, we see many other options. Like let me show it to you. If I click here, we see from templates also we can create automations. We can create process, TaskBot, AI agent, API task, AI skill, and form. Right? So we have more options in Enterprise Edition. Obviously, that will be there because Community is free, Enterprise is not free. So here we click on Create TaskBot. Section 2, APA. Okay, I'll give a name like this. Now, Automation Anywhere. In Automation Anywhere, you can also create a bot for Mac OS. So this was a recently added support. I think a few months back, 1 or 2 or 3 months back, in version 37. Automation Anywhere has built support for Mac OS. Prior to that, you were only able to build bots and execute bots on Windows platform. Now you can build bots and execute them on Mac OS. There are limitations. Not everything you can automate in Mac OS, but still, earlier there was no support, but now you can still automate a few things using Apple script and all that stuff. But for now, our platform of choice is Windows by default. So we will go with Windows, and here I've defined the name of the bot, any meaningful name you can give for your process that you are automating. And this is the folder where it is residing. If you think that you have made a mistake, you don't want to create it here, you can choose and change the folder structure also from here. browse it and choose whatever location you want this task to be created. And you can give a description, basic demo. It will be helpful. Like all these are basic standards or best practices. It is not mandatory to follow, but it is good to follow these way. Like in a long run, it will be really helpful when you build your solutions and follow a standard, follow a practice. Best practices are always good. Create. Once you create, you are taken to a canvas. This is kind of a canvas where you get once you click on create TaskBot. This is the name of your TaskBot. These are the variable and action section. If you click on show, you will get all the variables that are by default available. For example, this hash symbol you're seeing because it's a number type variable. This apostrophe you're seeing because it's a string type variable, and you can create multiple such type of variables. So these are the types available of different types that you can create your variables, right? If you don't know anything about types and all, you have to read about all these things. What is a number data type? What is date time data type? Just for a basic understanding, just understand string means it can hold any string data like texts. For if you want to store a number data, let's say amount or anything else, age. So you will go and create a number type of a variable, right? These are basic programming fundamentals. What is a variable? What is a constant? All this is expected to know. If you don't know, please read about it. What is a variable and why we create different type of variables. So these are the different type of variables that are available in Automation Anywhere. Okay. Then we have some predefined variables also. Clipboard. If you hit Control C, Control V, that data is stored somewhere in clipboard, right? So if you want to use that, you can use clipboard. You have predefined like for enter key. If you want to press enter key somewhere, you can use this directly. So these are predefined variables which comes as part of the platform. And then there are some system variables, like what will be the Automation Anywhere installation path. Like when you install Python, you get some environment variable created, right? So something like that. These are the system variables to get current date. To if you want to get the current date, if you use this variable, it will fetch you the current date of your system. Similarly, day, hour, machine, whatever, total RAM that you're using in the machine that it is running. All these things you can fetch. These are system variables. Okay. Then we have action tab. In action tab, you can get a lot of actions that you can use. For example, if you want to use, let's say, want to display a message to the user. Let's say, so I can type message and I can drag and drop this one, or I can double click this. It will be dragged and drop automatically. And here you will get different views: list view, dual view. In dual view, it will be like this way, flowchart view, and yeah, flow and list or dual view. So it depends with which view you are comfortable, and you can use them. For example, I want to read an Excel file, so I can type Excel and I can see how many actions are available in Excel. So Excel Advanced, Excel Basic, M365 Excel, if I want to read data from M365 Excel. So there are n number of integrations, n number of such actions already available. For example, you want to do something with Salesforce. So we have Salesforce action. ServiceNow. We have ServiceNow action. It has attachments, authentication, records. If you want to call a web API, so REST services we can use. So REST web services, you can call get method, get file stream method, put method. So it depends what is your use case, and if you don't find something relevant to you, then you can build your own custom action and publish it in the bot store and then access it. That will be available for you as a custom action. That feasibility is also available, but for that you need to know a little bit the additional steps to create those kind of actions. So let's say you know Java programming language. You can read the SDK documentation of Automation Anywhere, how to create those classes and actions. And once it is created, the jar file can be uploaded to the packages folder. In the packages folder, you can upload that jar file. So all you see here, right? All those actions that you see here are packages only here. See, these are SDKs. So similarly, if you create something custom, you will be able to upload them here, provided you have the relevant access. I'm not sure whether in community edition they allow it or not, but enterprise edition definitely they allow. You can upload it here, or you can upload it to the bot store. We have Automation Anywhere bot store also, right? We have Automation Anywhere bot store. So if you can build your packages and upload them here, and then within the control room you can connect to bot store and download those. So see, people have already uploaded multiple things like talent acquisition agent, detect language, COE manager, or various other things people have uploaded. So you can also contribute if you think that there's something is missing in the platform and you can add that. So you can build that custom actions and have it for free, or you can also attach a charge to it. So whenever some people downloads, you will get some amount. How to roll back to previous version? So in community edition, I don't think there is option. But in enterprise version, we have a Git enabled control room. Sorry, in community edition, there is no such option. But in enterprise version, once you click your, once you build your bots, let's say I'll go in this folder in my private repo, and let's say I have built this bot. Okay, so if I click here, I see this option check-in. Yeah, if I click on check-in, this is the first time I will be checking in. That's why there is no history that is shown. So if you check in this to a public folder, then it will be version 1. And then whatever you build next changes to that code and again commit, then that will be version 2. Now, if you want to go back to version 1, here there will be options, version 1, version 2, and radio buttons, which you can click and roll back. See, for if you're using our Automation Anywhere platform, you should know the ecosystem, the entire ecosystem. What are the different components? Not only agentic will help you there, right? You should know the basic fundamentals, how this platform work, how the call will happen between different components. Let's say AI agent is just one component here. You build your agent, but that agent needs to interact with some other things like processes, like TaskBots or API task or AI skill or form, because just by building an agent, it will be useless, right? It has to interact with other entities also. What you will do just building an agent, it will not be able to do a meaningful work. So then you should know the ecosystem, like how to run a TaskBot, what is TaskBot, what are the common actions that you can use, right? For example, we have built one we have built one TaskBot here. So TaskBot is just equivalent of a RPA bot. Earlier it was known as RPA bot. Now they're calling it as a TaskBot or automation. So whatever you do here, it's all drag and drop only, but you should know what to use, which action to use for what particular scenario. For example, my use case is user want to navigate to a website, let's say Flipkart or Amazon, and want to scrape some data based on the search criteria. So what you will use? You have this problem statement, but you don't know the platform. You don't know what are the actions available. So you'll search for those things. You'll search the documentation. So basically, if you think you have to launch a URL, what is this automation scenario? You have to navigate to a URL. So you need something called URL, right? URL or browser. So if you type URL, you'll come to know, okay, in URL, what is available? Get current URL is available. Is that making sense? No. So what you need to open a browser first. So you'll search for open. So if you click on open, there are plenty of open commands available within different packages, right? Web automation, open command, browser open command. So yeah, this you will feel, yeah, it is closely matching. So you will try to drag and drop that and then see what are the options available. So I'm switching to list view because that is what I'm comfortable with. But you can also build your automation in this flow view also. Okay, it's up to you how you want to build it. I'll go to list view and I'll show you. So we have dragged this browser, and here it says default browser. So whatever your machine that you will be running this automation, whatever default browser is set, that will launch. For myself, it is Google Chrome. So that is my default browser. And if you want any specific browser to be launched, so you can click on that particular browser. For example, Microsoft Edge. And what link to open. So if I type HTTP automation feed, then it will open that particular link. And if I click save, and I will just try to run this. And in the message box, yeah, you can drag and drop also. If you wish to switch their position, you can do that. You can include try catch also. For example, for error handling, you can drag try catch error handler. And you can have these steps within the try block. And in catch, you can log that error message. So what is this try catch? So whatever is there in this try block, if there is some error while runtime, when it is running, right? At the runtime, if there is some error that is encountered, it will try to handle that exception. It will try to catch that exception and log whatever you have instructed here to log or to show. Basically, it is logging only. Most of the time we do logs. We create logs only here. So that you can do. Or you can also show that error message to user or to you while you're building, while you're developing. You can show that in a message box also. So how you will do that? If you go on error handler, you need to create some variable here. Click create variable. It is automatically creating this name. You can change it also. So I'll go with default, create message and error line number. So I have a error line number variable. I have a error message variable. So I'll go in here in message box and I'll type error line number. Now error line number is showing me error because this is a text field. Here we cannot enter number. So error line number variable is a number variable. How to do that? Then I will convert that number to string. So now it is, the error is gone and I can display my other variable, which is error message. What we did here, we did just added a message box in the catch block so that in case there is some error here while we are running the bot, it gets displayed to us which line number the error was and what is the error. See, in 2-3 line of automation, it is not hard to debug, but imagine in production scenarios, you will not have your bot just 10 line of your code and all. You'll have 200, 300 lines, 500 lines of code, right? Again, there is a different topic altogether, like best practices. You should keep your code modularized. You should not keep everything in one bot file. You should always stick to some less than 200 line of code in one particular TaskBot. So there are many topics, such topics. We have to think while we are designing the solution. It is not everything you can drag and drop and make it 1,000 number of line in one single file. It is not a good design. It is not a good code to maintain. So just imagine this is your error handler. Like in other programming languages, we do try catch block. Same thing, we can do it here. In Unattended also we have same thing, but in a different way. So all the low code tools will have their own implementation. In UiPath also we will have error handler, exception handler. It will be slightly different than Automation Anywhere. And it may be similar. It depends how they do. Yeah, how the platform is designed. So this is one way. So now what this automation will do, if I run this, currently it will do nothing because I have not connected it to my machine. And on this, I cannot connect also because I have connected it here. So what it will do, imagine if it was connected and if I run this, it will go and open the browser, which is on Edge, and it will launch this site there. And then just whatever I write in the message box, it will display. It will display on your screen. That's it. And if it encounters any error here while runtime, then it will throw that error and show the message box. So quickly, let me do one thing. If I can copy this and create another bot to show you, or maybe if I have some test bot, I will run that and show it to you because this is the control room that is connected to my device. So I'll let you see how it feels like when you're running the bot. So here I have a simple hello message. So hello agentic automation. Okay. And I will run this. Once you click run, it is automatically saved also. Whatever latest changes you do that are automatically saved. You can click Control S also. That will work. Same thing. So this is how it is it is going to establish a connection with your device, the local device. It will download the dependencies and create a package onto your local, and then it will try to run that particular bot and display a message. So because here we have just included message box, so it will just display that message. But in real world, we have to build the automations, whatever we want to do. So initially, it may take time for you because it will be downloading all the dependencies and packages for the first time. But when you are very oftenly using it, that it will pick that data from cache. Okay, so yeah, we have got this message. So this is how the message box will look like. You can change the heading, title, and all that stuff because everything is configurational here. This is how the bot will run in an attended mode. So there are two modes, right? If you are from automation background, you know what is attended and what is unattended. In case you don't know, attended means I am running the bot, I'm watching the bot, I'm assisting the bot at every interval. That is attended automation. And when bot is running, bot is scheduled and it runs on its own on the some of the VM or some of the machine where it is configured to run, then that is unattended automation, where there is no human involvement, no human is needed to watch that automation or something like that. So that is unattended automation. And it can be hybrid also. It can be unattended to some extent, and whenever some input is needed from human, then you pass in some information, and again the automation picks in with from there, from after getting your information, whether approval or rejection or yes or no or whatever like you have designed. So that is hybrid automation, where you have a little bit of a human interaction element also in your built in your automation. So that is hybrid automation. Yeah, so these are the basic features that are available, how to build a bot and all. If you click on create a process, there will be different options available to create a process, create a task bot. You need to understand what is a process, what is a task bot, what is an API task, what is an AI agent, when to use these components, right? These are the different components that are available within the platform, which you can make use of. And then in the AI layer, so there is an AI option here, menu. In AI menu, you get option like skills, model connections, guardrails, document automation. So these are the few options available as part of your enterprise control room. In community, if we say, there is only document automation, because in community edition they have not allowed access to the model connections and skills. These are all AI features. So free of cost, they will definitely not expose it in community edition. But if there is other platform that we will see, that is also Automation Anywhere platform, to build agents in a low code way. We will see that later. Okay, but definitely there is a way how you can build agents using agent builder of Automation Anywhere, completely low code way, and then you can connect that particular agent to this control room. Suppose you have built 10 such task bots here, and now you want to connect to a AI agent also in between. So you can call that agent builder, agent created through agent builder within this automation. So this is what we build a basic bot today. We got to know how to set up Automation Anywhere, which was very simple. You log in, you provide your details, you get access to the community edition, you log in with your email ID and password that you have configured, you connect your device to your local machine so that you can execute your bots, and you go to automations and click on TaskBot to create your first TaskBot in this platform. And this is very powerful TaskBot. I mean, you can do anything here. Like, it can be complete automation you can build in here with all these things. If you want to add code, let's say you are good at Python and you want to call Python also in between. So you have an option to call Python, like Python script. You can just drag and drop and integrate your Python script. So you have an option to open the file. You can choose the runtime for your Python 3, Python 2, and then you can call the execute script if you want to use script directly. So you have to give your script here, execute script. So it is showing error because I have to define the file here, which file I want to access, Python file. Or if you don't have a file, you can manually enter the script here by clicking on manual option. So it is all drag and drop and like easy to understand configuration. That's why we call it low code automation, right? So you will be able to follow along. But yeah, if you don't know, yeah, if you're not aware of the basic things of the platform, how packages work and how to troubleshoot the errors and all, then initially you will struggle. But there is plenty of options like search. You can search on Google. You can go to community of Automation Anywhere. You'll find all these common questions for a first timer when they are starting. You can watch out to my channel also. A lot of videos I have created, 70, I think 68 or 70 videos dedicatedly on only Automation Anywhere. It's there on my channel. You can learn all those things, and that's how you can try to be better at using this tool or this platform. So here you can add comments also if you want to comment your code better, or for example, you're building on something where many team members are working along with you, and later on what you did in that piece you're not sure. So it's better to document your uh, code or comment it in a better way. So what this section is doing, you can comment it out. And then there is a concept called steps also in Automation Anywhere, which is very helpful. uh, Let me see. Step. So step, if you, for example, in your this taskbot, you are doing multiple operations. For example, here we are opening the browser, then we will do some screen scraping to get the data, and then we do some Excel operations. So you can categorize them as a step by step. So for example, this step is responsible for browser actions, let's say. So all browser actions can be clubbed together. Browser action, you can call it any meaningful name. So this is how it will look like, browser action, and then you can club them together in one shot. Whatever actions are related to that particular subsection or whatever it is. So you can club them like that, and you can also, it will be easy to read your code when there's a plenty of line of code, right? It will be easy to traverse which section you want to debug or which section you want to work on. So it's better to organize it that way. And let's say this is Python related, we will write it here, Python code, or whatever business logic you are implementing here, you can describe accordingly. And that's how you have a good readability in your code. You can okay, this is a nested one. I want to keep it out of this, so I can drag it so that I have two steps and I can navigate. So you can have step within step. It completely depends on you how you want to organize it. Comment, it's giving me error because I have not mentioned anything. So open browser action, any meaningful name you can give, any meaningful comments you can give, and this is how it will look like. So there are plenty of such actions which you can explore and try to see what they are doing. So you want to do some email automation, so you can explore email actions. Same thing is available in N8N, in other low code platforms also, but in a different way a little bit. But behind the scene, the work is the work that they are doing, or all same only, right? All automation. But it is, and if you want to interact with databases, then you can use these database actions. So these at the top, what you see is database or data table. All these are packages, and these are actions. Okay, this is the terminology we use. So this is the package and this is action. Some people call it command also, because from in previous versions it was referred like that. In V11 and desktop versions earlier of Automation Anywhere, these actions were known as commands. But now the nomenclature is like, these are the packages. So database package will have these many commands, oh sorry, these many actions. Okay, so if you want to do something JSON manipulation, let's say, then you type JSON and you have a JSON package and JSON actions available, JSON object manager actions available. So you think of any application and those actions, you will find it. For example, if you're doing workday automation, so if you type workday, you will get workday related stuff. If any one of you think something, you want to automate some cases with any of application that you think, if it is a generic application and very standard application, definitely the package will be there. If it is a legacy application or only used by a handful of people, it is not a very common tool, then definitely you will not get the actions. But still you can build something if that is a need through custom packages. So that is all about basics of the platform. As you can see on my screen, this is the shipment processing challenge page where they have given the use case, what you exactly have to do. For example, if you see on this page, there are a number of 6 records for PO numbers, and you have to generate, you have to get the tracking ID and the shipment type. You have to fill those details over here. And how you need to do that? There are two applications, one called Procure Ease and one tracking number generator. So this is Procure Ease. What you have to do is you have to search this PO in this Procure Ease app, and once you found the record, right, you need to extract all these details and fill in over here in the tracking number generator application. You have to fill all the information and then click on generate. Once all the information is accurate or a valid information, once you have entered all the valid information, this tracking number will be generated, and then you have to copy this tracking number and fill in over here along with the shipment type. Shipping type is determined based on the order value. So if your order value is 300 or less, then ground shipping is chosen. For order values equal to 600 or greater than that, express plus is selected, and for all other it is express. Okay, so this is the overall challenge. One catch here is once you get the state information, right, in this Procure Ease, you get the state as in a code format, not whereas here in this application you need to select the state, the entire state name. There is no state code available. So that's where we'll be using chat GPT, or rather I would say GPT-3 in order to achieve that. So we'll be passing the state code and getting the state name, so that we can select the state name from this drop down. Okay, it's a quite simple use case, just like it involves 2 or 3 applications like which we have to refer. So hope you have understood the requirement, and let's proceed with the solutioning part of it. So as you can see here, I have added the error handling part, then I have added a step to launch the 3 URLs. So here I am launching these 3 application URL. Okay, one is for the challenge page, from where we would be starting our bot. It will pick all the PO numbers, it will go to Procure Ease, it will search that, and then it will enter all those details over here and generate the tracking ID. Okay, let me go back here. Yeah, so after that I have looping it for 6 times. Since there are 6 PO records, I'm looping it for the 6th time, getting the reading the values of the PO number values. Yeah, and then I'm extracting the PO details from the Procure Ease application. Okay, I'm navigating over there. So over there you have to just click on the search button, and you have to, whatever PO you have got from the previous web page, you need to enter that, and you need to extract that information in the table format, right? So this is how you extract it. Get table, and you extract the table in and you store that in the data table. I have created DTPO details data table. So I have all this information. For example, now I am querying this PO number. So this all that information I have in a data table. So then you can query that data table, and you can one by one you can you have all that information one by one. You can fill in those details over here and click on generate button, right? So this will generate you a tracking number. We will see that in action. Okay, and then I have used here generative AI, which is OpenAI GPT-3. Over there I'm passing my API key, model, and the prompt. Get the state name of USA for the state code. So whatever state code I am getting it from here, right? So whatever is the state code that I'm passing, and I'm expecting an output. I'm passing the state code and I am expecting the output in state variable, state variable. So I'm not expecting any JSON output over here. I'm just expecting a plain text state name kind of output. So that will give me the state name, and then I'm passing that state name to be selected from the drop down. So over here you can see the drop down. So suppose OH of is for Ohio, so it will go ahead and select here Ohio, right, and proceed further. Similar to that, I'm pasting all I'm filling in all other details and then clicking on the generate. Here I'm choosing the shipping type based on the conditions that was given. If your order total is less than equal to 300, then we are selecting the ground shipping. If it is greater than equal to 600, then express, otherwise and express plus, and otherwise express shipping. So here after that we are capturing, we are filling on the shipping type information. Here we are selecting the shipping type based on the order total value. Okay, and after that we are clicking on the generate button to get the tracking number. So once we are able to generate, once we click on the generate button, we need to capture the tracking ID. That's what I'm doing over here. I'm capturing the tracking number so that I can update it to the shipment or challenge page, right? Shipment processing challenge page. Over here I can update the tracking number and select the shipping type. So that's what I'm doing over here. And at the last, here I'm clicking on the once I'm done with all the, so for one record I have done this, then I'll be repeating it 6 times, as there are 6 PO number records, right? So once everything is done, and I'll be clicking on the submit button to get the results. Let me run this and show you. There was a problem. One of my friend reached out to me to solve this problem through using a bot, right? So they had a requirement, like for example, they had to test sending emails from SMTP server. He has developed one web application where he has to send n number of emails. But how you will send an email? Like you first have to generate email IDs, right? So it involved generating thousands and hundreds of email IDs on the fly. So the requirement was, on the daily basis they need somewhere around 7,000 to 10,000 email IDs, unique email IDs, so that they can through that they can do a stress testing or a load testing on that API which they had developed. So for that they were manually doing it, like going to the one of the free email website and generating email IDs and then storing them in some of the Excel file and passing that Excel file to the web service. Then when he described this issue to me, I thought it's a very good opportunity for a RPA bot. yopmail.com. In this you get temporary email IDs. So what they were doing manually is, like, they were clicking on this random email generator. Once you click on random email generator, you get a random email IDs. So they used to copy this and paste it in the file. They used to create a Excel file or a CSV file which they can easily pass it to the web service. So this is what they used to do. A person from their team used to do every time. They used to copy this, paste it somewhere, click on new to generate a new email ID. Every time, like, imagine you have to generate 5,000 email IDs, and you cannot, a person cannot keep on sitting and generating manually, right? It's a too painful process and a time consuming repetitive process. So what I did here was, I just build a bot which mimics this action and generates the email IDs. So we'll see that bot how. So this is one of the random real use case, right? So I have named that task as random email generator. I thought of sharing with you guys. So this is how in our day-to-day work also the bot can help, right? It doesn't have to be a huge automation which is running in the production. For your productivity, for your small kind of these kind of requirements also, you can build your bots. So this is how I have built this bot. I am opening the browser, yopmail.com email generator, and then this is just I am trying to log it to the text file. So whatever email IDs I'll be fetching, I'm just recording time here because I wanted to know how much time it takes to process 1000 records. So depending on that, I can decide how long the bot should run, right? In order to generate 5000 records or 3000 records in the long run. So I have just configured here number of email IDs. This number I have configured. So depending on the email IDs that you need, that number can go in here. For example, if you want to generate 1000 email IDs, this number would be 1000. So loop will run 1000 times. If you want to generate 10,000, it would be 10,000. And I have tested this bot for generating 7,000 records. So it works fine. What we have done is we have mimicked the action. If you see here, I have used recorder command. It is just mimicking, like every time it is clicking on new, grabbing that email and storing it in grabbing that email and it is storing that in a temporary variable. And then at the end, once everything is done, then I'm writing that to the final text file. So earlier what I was doing was I was just as soon as I was copying the data from the email ID, copying the data from the website, I was putting it in the text file then and there. But so since file operations are very costly resources, so I thought I'll just copy the data, store it in some temporary variable, and keep on just storing, building that string, the list of all the email IDs, and then at once I will put it in one file. So I'll minimize the call. So this is, if you see the step number 13 and the line number 14 is one where I'm writing my entire email IDs, a stack of email IDs to the file in a one simple call, rather than doing it inside the loop for each and every records. So that's where I saved a lot of time and the bot optimized here, like the bot optimization. It was a very good opportunity for optimizing my bot, right? And in the error handler, if you see, I've just put message box, but in real scenario, we don't need this, but this is one of such activities. So I'm just putting it a message box so that in case while I'm running the bot, while the bot is running and the system is on, I should see where it failed, what was the challenge or what was the error message. And in the finally block, I am just capturing the timestamp when the bot is actually finished copying or generating all those email IDs. So in this way, I get the start and finish time, I get the difference, or I get the exact time, how much time it took to process the request. So for example, 100 emails or 1000 emails, to generate 1000 emails, it took, let's say, X minutes or X hours. Then I can determine, or I can future project if I want to go with 5,000 records or 7,000 records, how much time it would take. So and at the end, I'm closing the web portal. So let me run this bot and show you how it actually does the work. So this is the exciting part. You all are maybe waiting to see how the bot runs and how it actually. Okay, first let me cancel this and see what is the value inside number of email IDs. I don't want it to run for 1000 times, but probably I'll show it to you just running for 5 records, because otherwise it will be a long running bot, right? So I'll go into the variable section. I'll go here, number of email IDs, and currently the value is 100. I'll make it to, let's say, 10. Apply, and this we can keep configurable, but now let me run the bot and let's see the magic happening. If you see, the bot is clicking on new, copy to clipboard, and it is generating that string variable with all those email IDs. And once it is done with the 10 records, it will paste them in a text file. Please do let me know if you have any concerns, any questions in the comment section. Bot finished its execution, and our text file is here. I'm not sure if I have cleared the previous run, but let's see. We anyways we have the timestamp, so we'll check. Let me go to the folder and let me open the file. So this is the file. If you can see the timestamp as well, let me open this file, and here we go. This has a record from a previous run as well, but this is our today's run. Started fetching email IDs. So if you note the time, it's 12 hours 11 minutes and 40 seconds, and it finished execution by 12 hours 12 minutes and 35 seconds. As I said, I tried generating 7,000 records at once. It was running for hours and hours, but still it's better than a person manually doing it and generating it. A person will sit 8 hours long day and doing the same activity, same boring activity, right? Where a actual user can do a lot more stuff, and we can have this done by a bot. Very good RPA use case. Hopefully you like this video. If you do, please share it with your friends, and please subscribe to the channel in case you haven't. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.